Dumako naman tayo sa programang pang-edukasyon. Meron po tayong tinatawag na Project Ease at Tabang OFW. Ang Project Ease ay ang pagbibigay ng cash assistance worth 10,000 pesos kada taon sa loob ng 4 na taon para sa mga qualified beneficiaries ng OFW na nasa kolehiyo. Sa huling tala, mayroon na po tayong 2,210 na mga OFWs na nakatanggap ng Project Ease. Ang Tabang OFW ay ang pagbibigay ng one-time financial assistance worth 30,000 pesos para sa qualified dependents ng ating mga OFWs na nawalan ng trabaho, napauwi o nasawi dahil sa pandemya. Para magbigay pa po ng mga karagdagang impormasyon patungkol sa Project Ease at Tabang OFW, makakausap po natin ang OWWA Region 7 Director, Ma'am May Codilla. Ma'am May, kamusta po kayo dyan? Pwede niyo po ba kaming bigyan ng update sa ating mga OFWs na nag-avail ng programang ito at kamusta po ang proseso?
Hello, DA Mocha. For the Tabang OFW, this is a program implemented by OWWA and in partnership with CHED Unifast, and this is intended for dependents of repatriated, displaced, or deceased OFWs during the COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, this is a subsidized assistance for tertiary education. This is a one-time grant of 30,000 pesos for the school year 2020-2021 to qualify dependents of either an active or inactive OWWA OFW member or even undocumented OFW. So who are qualified for Tabang OFW are those college level dependent, one college level dependent of a repatriated, displaced, or deceased OFW who is either an active or inactive OWWA member during the COVID-19 outbreak. So in other words, if you are a married OFW, then your child or even your spouse can avail of the program. Or if you are a single OFW, the sibling or the sister or brother of the single OFW or even the nephew or niece of the single OFW could avail the program. We also have this Project Ease of OWWA. It is actually a component of the collective assistance and restoration for emergence program for OFWs and their families affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. This is also an educational assistance in the amount of 10,000 pesos per year for a maximum of 4 years in college level to a qualified dependent of an active OWWA OFW member. Who are also eligible for this program are those dependents who are in college, whether in first year college or in the second, third, or fourth year, fifth year college. So if you are a married OFW, then your child can avail of this Project Ease. And if you are a single OFW, your sibling or brother or sister can avail of this 10,000 educational assistance. Now, all these two programs, you can avail this, the OFW dependent can avail this or apply for these two programs online. They don't have to go to our office, as we are observing social distancing this time of pandemic. Then they don't have to come to the office. They only have to access the online system under these two programs. For Tabang OFW, you can access the Tabang OFW-ease, that is ease.owwa.gov.ph, or you can even type tabangofw.owwa.gov.ph, and then you will only have to fill in the necessary data or information, the online application form, and upload all the documentary requirements. Now, what are these requirements for the Tabang OFW? It's a copy of the passport with the bio page and the signature of the OFW, or the travel document if there's no passport. And there must be a proof of arrival, return to the country, because this program is intended for those who are repatriated at the time of the COVID pandemic, starting on February 1, 2020 and onwards. So it's either as the the latest arrival stamp, the passport or the sticker indicating the arrival date, or the boarding pass of the OFW. And then you also have to submit the proof of loss of employment or displacement. It can be a notice of termination, notice of displacement, or a certification from the employer, or from the manning agency in the case of the seafarers. Or it can be a sworn statement or affidavit if the employer or the agency or the company has not issued a notice of termination or a notice of displacement. No? And then the third one is a proof of relationship of the dependent to the OFW. If if it is a child of a married OFW, is the birth certificate of the child. And if it's a single OFW and the dependent is a sibling, then the documents would be the birth certificate of both the single OFW and the brother or sister, and plus the CENOMAR, certificate of no marriage for the single OFW. Then the fourth one would be the grades of the scholar, the student or the dependent, the grades in the prior semester or the prior school year. And then last would be the proof of enrollment. It could be the study load, the enrollment registration. This one-time grant is intended for the school year 2020-2021. For Tabang OFW, this is also for the deceased OFWs during the time of the COVID pandemic. So as a proof, there must be a death certificate. It can be the foreign death certificate if the OFW died overseas, or if the OFW died in the country but was able to return home during the COVID pandemic but died here in the country. So there must be this death certificate. So these are the basic requirements of the Tabang OFW. Once they have already successfully applied online, then they will get a notification that it is successfully submitted. And our evaluator, OWWA, will evaluate the applications online received for Tabang OFW, and the applicant will get a notification or will be informed accordingly, either through text or call or email from us, notifying the status of his or her application. For pending application, of course, there might be lacking documents, and for denied applications, the OFW will also be notified. The application is approved. The application will be printed and will be endorsed to the Dole Regional Office for funding or for release of the amount of 30,000 pesos. Now, how it is being released, the release of the money will be through a remittance center or Kwarta Padala. Now, if they want to know the current status of their application, they can go to our website, OWWA.gov.ph, or they can just type in tabangtracker.owwa.gov.ph, or when they access our website, they will see the tracker there for Tabang OFW. They will just type in their complete name and they will know the status of their application, whether it is still on queue, whether it is denied, whether it is pending, or whether it is approved or released. Okay. Now, whereas for the project is still, the applicant, our OFWs, don't need to go to our office. They can apply. Everything is online. So they will go to is.owwa.gov.ph, or they can even type Tabang OFW -is.owwa.gov.ph, because even if you our active OFW members can also avail of the Tabang OFW program. So our system is designed that when you apply for it is also carried in the system of Tabang OFW. So same thing, they have to fill in the necessary data on the online application and upload all the necessary documents. The requirements for project is more or less the same with Tabang, but we only have the passport, travel document, or proof that they have returned home during the COVID pandemic from February 1 onwards. And then they can, if they don't have the latest arrival stamp, then they can submit the boarding pass indicating the arrival date, then the proof of enrollment, and the grades of the student or the dependent of the prior semester or year level. Of course, we have to check, because we have to check the OWWA membership. They need also to submit the proof of membership, but we can always check already as we evaluate or process the OWWA membership, if it's active or not. For the OWWA membership, we can always check the OWWA membership of the OFW for the project is, because the membership has to be active. Then they don't have, they don't even have, if they don't have the proof of membership, we can always check our database. Now, after all this, just like Tabang, our evaluator, our processor sa OWWA, they will evaluate or process the application on a first come first served basis. So in other words, according to the date applied. Okay, so whether it is approved, denied, or pending, then they will receive a call or text or email from us notifying them of the status of their application. Now, especially for those applications which are pending, that they need to submit lacking documents, this is going to be emailed as well to them. Now, once the application is approved for the project is, then we will, as we notify the applicant or the OFW for the approved application, then we will brief them on what would be the next step. In our case, we schedule the orientation or briefing about the scholarship agreement. While we are scheduling the briefing or orientation, the scholarship agreement, and for them to sign the scholarship agreement, we are also processing the payment of the 10,000 pesos financial assistance. So once they are scheduled, we provide them the briefing. It can be virtual, actually. The briefing and orientation about the scholarship agreement provisions is through virtual, actually. They don't have to come here also, especially those coming from outside Cebu, in Bohol, Negros Oriental, and Siquijor. Now, after the briefing, they will sign the scholarship agreement, and once this is signed and notarized, then they can already submit it to us and claim the check of 10,000 pesos. So same with Tabang, if they want to know the current status of their application, if they haven't received any notification that it is already approved, or they might not be able to receive it through email because there might be something wrong or what, they can always go to our website and just click the tracker for Project Ease, and they will know the status already of their application. Now, they can always also call us, if they cannot email us, if they cannot use the tracker, they can always call the regional office through our hotline numbers.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am May Codilia mula sa Region 7. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtutok sa ating programa. Naway marami po tayong natutunan. Maraming salamat sa ating mga regional directors at frontliners ng ating mga regional welfare offices. Para sa mga katanungan patungkol sa mga programang napag-usapan natin ngayon, magtungo po sa www.owa.gov.ph o kaya naman sa OWWA official Facebook page. At meron din po tayong hotline 1348. Paalala lamang po sa ating mga OFW, siguraduhin lamang na kayo ay active OWWA member. Maaari po kayong mag-renew ng inyong membership sa OWWA mobile app. Dahil sa OWWA, ang membro ay protektado.